Yeah, I want to go over a little bit on this energy medicine because, I don't know how well these electronic devices work. It seems like there's merit in them, and but first off, if you get to the conventional doctors, a lot of them probably think it's. Well, I don't know what they think. It's the opinions that vary. They'll say a lot of them will think it's BS. A lot of them will, and some may think it's okay, but they don't know nothing about it, and they're not going to make a dime off of it, so they don't mention anything about it, right? But in the alternative world, when they call it quote unquote an alternative world, they make it sound like it does every damn thing in the world. It can cure every damn thing out there, and that's not true either. And maybe some things are, but they're not that simple. If there's a real cure out there for something that's, cancer of the bone or something, bone marrow, you're not going to use a simple device that costs $50 worth of pipe parts to freaking cure it. It might be something electronic that can cure it. I'm not saying it can't be, but it may be a hell of a lot more complex. But one thing I've noticed, because I've been using this, this is a Beck Zapper made by Bioelectric, right? I've been using a Beck Zapper, either their type or one from Silver Smoke Research, I don't know, for years, actually. And I use it about, 8 hours a day. Almost every single day, Now, one thing I have noticed, though, and I'm trying to be very objective about it, because, actually I was using it a couple hours a day, a few hours a day. I've noticed if you use this device a real lot, it seems to give you more energy. And I was trying to be very objective about it, but I noticed, I cut my working out to 2 hours a day, 6 days a week, for the elliptical machine. I was doing 3 hours or whatever. Then I backed off for a while, doing 100 minutes or whatever, or 2 hours. And, now I'm doing 2 hours a day for 6 days a week, right? I noticed that when I use two of these devices, I use on the arms and the legs, for about 10 hours a day. Usually I'll be sleeping with this stuff on or working out with it when it was on. I had no problem doing 3 hours, even if I did a lot of physical work during the day. I had no problem of doing 3 hours on the elliptical, even if I did a lot of strenuous work all day. And I started working out at 11 o'clock at night to 2 o'clock in the morning. I'd still have no problem. And I was thinking to myself, holy smokes, man, that's... I'm trying to be objective about it, but one thing I've realized, the guy, there's people that sell these, or whoever, Dr. Bob Beck, claims that this cures every damn thing out there. It doesn't. And actually, this guy, he should have known better when he's making these claims, He's making claims that are ridiculous. I think it helps, though, especially for the money, for what you pay for the device, because, if you use rechargeable batteries, it freaking lasts you pretty much forever, right? But one thing you see all the testimonies say, and this is where you can't ignore the testimonies sometimes, when there's too many of them over too many years, everybody seems to say, after a period of time of using a blood electrification device, they feel better. And I don't think it's a placebo. I think what's going on is somehow it's almost like energy medicine. I mean, maybe that's not really, medicine in a true sense, but it seems to provide more energy. Now, I know that, and I don't know if these are legit. I've read some of the research papers or whatever, and they're not really great where they're telling you what the experiment is, but some of the claims they said that when you use this blood electrification device, and I have to explain what this is again or just point to another link on another video, it's that it seems to unclump the red blood cells, unclump them, so they're more efficient. They can do their own thing, and it helps bring in the ATP, which is basically the stuff that produces energy in the cells, the ATP. You always see this in sports medicine or sports, when they're trying to give you more energy for going to the gym or something. and you try to boost your ATP, acetyl L-carnitine and protein mixes and all this type of stuff, mixed with alpha-lipoic acid, helps boost your ATP with some CoQ10 throw in there. I don't want to get on with this because it gets confusing, but it seems like this damn thing does improve your energy. Now, I was using two of these devices for 10 or 12 hours a day for a while, and I says, man, it wasn't a fluke, because I was thinking, well, one day my energy went up. Then it went up. It was constantly high. It was good. And despite, no matter how much physical work I did during the day, I was still able to work out 3 hours on the elliptical intensely. And I said, and it wasn't even a problem, even if I started late at night to work out, because I was doing all this stuff during the day. And I'm like, it was. I have to say, it was probably what's going on with this device. Now, I got to throw this in here as a caution. The patent, basically, that states how this device works. It says that it stuns or disables microbes and viri in the blood temporarily for about a day, so they can't infect new healthy cells or reproduce. And then that makes them vulnerable to the body's own immune system. So you can't, when you start out using this, you want to use it 10, 15 minutes a day and work up to, longer levels after a period of at least a few weeks. It's no exact formula, but if you try to do this several hours a day or a couple hours a day right from the beginning, you probably will knock out so many viruses in your blood and bacteria and microbes that you'll get ill from all the toxic debris that's left over from these microbes. And I know conventional doctors might look at that like that's a real snake oil statement, but I'm saying this because I'm not trying to make a claim there. I'm trying to give you a warning. You don't want to start doing this full tilt a lot of hours a day. I'm finding out that once you work up to the levels of many hours a day after some weeks, this stupid thing, I don't want to call it a stupid thing, but it's, for people that are saying it's snake oil, it does provide more energy, and I swear to God, it's not a placebo. Because it's not just me. And I'm like, I'm saying, I couldn't believe it. Okay? I couldn't believe it. I'm thinking, no way in hell is this good. I was just messing around. I was just trying to experiment. I still use this pretty much 8 hours a day, one device. But I found out when I was using two devices, like I have this on my wrist, what happens is the electricity goes through a little electrode here that's surrounded in cloth that is soaked in saline solution, and it provides a tiny, tiny electrical current wrist to wrist. Now, I know that there's people out there that say you don't do that because it goes through the heart. I've heard, I don't believe that, but that's why you probably should do it ankle to ankle. So I'll say, if you experiment with this, don't even do it the way I'm doing it. Even though I've been doing it this way for freaking years, I never heard of anybody having a problem doing it this way. But you should set it up the same type of way, ankle to ankle, not wrist to wrist. I just found it's easier to use it this way. But I was using it set up ankle to ankle and wrist to wrist. And this red indicator light shows you, I turn it off. That's actually showing electricity is being passed from one side to the other. So if I take this off, you see the light goes off. You put the connector back on. Now, what's going through the body is like a minuscule amount of electricity. It's 190 microamps, millionths of an amp. It's 19% of a thousandth of an amp. It's way less than TENS devices. TENS, the transcutaneous electric nerve stimulation, that's been okayed by the FDA. But the FDA doesn't tell you that, this is not approved by the FDA. I'm just saying that TENS is a lot stronger than the electrical current that's going through that this thing is producing. So, I don't feel like it's gonna give me a problem. And I've been using it for years and I've never had problems. But I've been trying to, what I'm saying on this thing though is the one area that this thing, besides probably knocking out some microbes, where it seems to work and be helpful is with energy. Now, what I want to do is I want to actually I have a smaller one, a compact one. It probably is about, I don't know, I'd say about the size, this size, and maybe half the width. It's even smaller. You might have to change the batteries a little more on it. It takes 2 batteries. But I have a smaller version. What I would like to do is set it up with a waist belt and put a pad on each side like this, like that. And this way I can wear it pretty much all day and not notice that it's there. Because I think this damn thing is like giving you energy. It is. But you got to use it a real lot to give you that tremendous amount of energy. That's my personal experience, okay? I'm not saying it's guaranteed to work for everybody. But I have noticed that testimonies, the one damn thing that seems to be like common denominator of people that say they like this, that some people that say it's BS and they used it and they said it didn't work. But of the people that said they liked it and it worked well, it seemed to give them more energy after a period of time. It seemed to work with this chronic fatigue syndrome. Now, the reason this doesn't knock out all the microbes in the body, basically it's not supposed to kill the microbes, it's supposed to cause them not to infect new healthy cells, thereby making them vulnerable to the body's immune system, right? It works on supposedly almost everything. It somehow does something to the outside. There's something on these viri that latches into cells. What it causes the viri on the outside of the viri is it causes it to ball up like this, so it can't attach to new healthy cells. But the problem is with electricity is that the vast majority of virus or bacteria or parasites or microbes is actually in areas of the body that has very little blood flow. So your electricity would bypass those areas. Like it could be deep in the stomach lining or something like that. It could be actually even in the root canals of your teeth, where there's very, very little blood flow. So therefore, the electricity is going to take the path of least resistance and go around those areas and go through where there's a lot of blood flow. But that does not mean the device is not somewhat helpful. It is. But where I'm looking at it from an angle is for like energy. And I like this concept because the more energy you have, the more stuff you get done. So how many people feel like, they didn't have enough energy, they wanted to do this today, that, and all this other stuff. And somehow they just only got half of what they needed to get done because they didn't have the energy. Right? That's where I'm looking at this from. Now, again, I want to warn, if you use this, you start out 10 minutes a day, and you take a few weeks or whatever, maybe 4 weeks to work up to a couple hours, and from there, maybe you could start going up to 8 to 10 hours. And I would use it ankle to ankle, but I would actually recommend, I'm actually going to set something up with a type of elastic belt, maybe that wide, where I could put the pads on each side of the stomach and have the device go through there and then wear it on the side and maybe, sew up a container that this thing can go into so I could just wear it and maybe use the little one that's even maybe, I don't know, I guess it's about a quarter of this size, 1/4 this size, and just wear it, and I don't even know it's there. I won't even notice it's there, you know what I mean? That would be ideal. That would be perfect. Because then I would like to think that, if I could use this almost all day, and I don't even know I'm wearing it, it's like there all the time, but I don't know I'm wearing it. Say, because the other one I got is maybe about, I don't know, I can't pull that out of here. It's about as big as, it was a lamp toggle switch for a lamp slider or something. But it's maybe about this big. I got it. I have it in the other area, but it's about that big. That's all it is, and it's about half the width. So I can actually use my little. I got a sewing machine that I put a walking foot on, like an adapter. And, I can take some vinyl or something like that, stretchable vinyl, sew up a little custom patch, make a full elastic belt with a Velcro on it that's really like very comfortable to wear and very adjustable so you don't even know it's there. And then use these two patches soaked in saline solution and aloe vera. Actually, the aloe vera keeps them from drying out. That's another thing. It works like an electro gel. And I can actually be using this electrification device maybe like 20 hours a day and not even notice it's there. And what I'm looking at it from is if it gives me more energy to do all the stuff I need to do during the day, if it makes me 30% more productive, cool. So, I've been talking, in my last video I talked about the Lukowski device. That damn thing does give more energy. I don't think it's a placebo. I'm not too much into this new age, cosmos. I know there's people out there that are. I am not. Okay, so what I'm saying, it feels like it gives me more energy. I don't think I'm thinking it's a placebo because I'm very skeptical of this type of stuff. Very much so. So, but I think this is a cool idea. If this thing does not, conquer all disease or whatever the hell it is or whatever it's supposed to do, like Robert Beck says, I got suspicion about that guy because he should have known better. This guy's got 180 IQ. He should know better about the claims he was making for many years in a row. So, I don't know. There's something going on there. I got my opinion on that, but he's giving you at least a half-truth. And it's not like all snake oil. He exaggerates stuff, but it's not all snake oil. But if you just look at it from the aspect of energy, and if it actually is helping to improve the ATP of the body and it's unclumping the red blood cells and all this type of stuff, I tell you, it's doing something. And it's not just me that says it. A lot of people say when they use the Beck protocol, especially the blood electrification, after a period of time, they feel better, they feel like they have more energy. A lot of people. I don't think it's all placebo. So, what I'm looking at it from is productivity. That might be the way that the corporate world in the United States, in the medical world, actually looks at it as a good thing because they always want to get the most out of people as they possibly can in productivity, don't they? Don't they? Really, don't they? I mean, if everybody in the world that, say they're paying them so much a year, whatever, for their salary, wouldn't they like to have all these people that much more productive because they have more energy? Yeah, they would. That's why, from that angle, who the hell knows? The greedy corporate world in the United States might wholeheartedly endorse the Beck blood electrification device, if it's been really demonstrated that wearing it over a period of time for a number of hours a day in a very simple, convenient method like wearing it around the waist or something, a little portable device, that if it gives the people a lot more energy, they may endorse it. But I'm going to do it not for the corporate world, not to please somebody on the top, that wants more out of me because I'm freaking, they're paying me so much money. I'm doing it because I think it's going to help me. And I just want to pass on this information because, and actually I like the one that's from Bioelectric. I don't know, if you're from the United States, he's got it on there. He does not sell it to the United States. I'm in the United States, and, if you beg him and you say you need it for your dog or your cat, I don't know, maybe you will. Because you can't sell it to humans in the United States, okay? But globally, if you're in the UK, Australia, Canada, whatever, New Zealand, whatever, France, Germany, Italy, Saudi Arabia, Israel, Japan, you can get it, anywhere else, right? So, but I like his device because he's got it where you can put it on 40 hertz, which is important consideration if you take meds, even aspirin, and you can put it on 10 hertz, which is like if you take a little bit of meds, you're okay with 10 hertz, or the standard 4 hertz, as Dr. Robert C. Beck, PhD, Doctorate of Science, talked about. So anyway, I just want to bring this up because I never really looked at it from the side from energy, and I think it works. I think it works to give me energy, and like I said, I'm going to make a belt somehow, and I'm going to make a pouch, and I got my I'm going to make it custom because it's a custom thing. I used a weight belt. I tried using a back brace belt. They're not that comfortable. I want to make something that I can wear something 20 hours a day, and I don't even know it's there. So I'm probably going to get some kind of elastic, maybe about that thick, put some kind of Velcro on it, make a custom pouch, and probably use the little mini unit with these pads and wear it about 20 hours a day. Because if it helps me get more stuff done, that's going to be cool. And it don't cost me nothing. You know what I mean? I used 9.6 rechargeable 12-volt batteries, and you can recharge them all these times, and they last 70. I think the mini unit, they last 100 hours or something. So you can recharge them, a couple hundred times. So that's like 100 hours times 200 times. What is that? 200,000 hours or something. I don't know if I got that right. Yeah, 200,000 hours. 200 times 100 hours. So for two rechargeable batteries, they cost you, $8 a pop. That are 9.6 volts. You can get 200,000 hours out of it. So if you're using it 20 days, that's years. That's years, because 200,000 hours, you're talking 10,000 days. God, talking like a couple decades, man. It'll last you. So is that cheap over the whole period of time that you're going to use it for? Oh, hell yeah. Now, like I said, I'm not too much into this new age, like Oregon energy, and I noticed something to it. I'm not too much into it. I'm just saying is I noticed an energy boost, and I want to run with the ball on this damn thing to help me. And I'm passing on this idea. Now, I don't know, if you want to get one of these deals from down in Bioelectric, I have no financial association with this guy at all. None. Okay? None. I liked his devices. I got a few of them, and you can put it on, because you can put it on 4 hertz, like Beck said. If you take meds or aspirin or whatever the hell it is, a lot of people take any kind of meds, you can put it on 40 hertz. If you don't take any meds or anything, you can flip it down to 4 hertz. The reason you use the 40 hertz is because it multiplies how fast the medications absorb into the bloodstream. That's the theory. That's why Dr. Robert Beck said, you can't use any medications with my device. Which to me, that was not a great thing. That's why I like what Bioelectric did. Because they made the device that's a genuine Beck blood electrification device that anybody can use, which is, 70% of the Americans, people in the United States, supposedly take some kind of medication. Well, like I said, he don't sell here, I don't even know if the FDA would get you in trouble in the United States if you said you're selling it as an energy device anyway. That probably is out of the realm of any kind of medical treatment. If you know what I mean. That's the way I would look at it. I don't sell these. If I was selling them, I'd probably say it's mainly for boosting some kind of energy levels. That's all I would do. I probably wouldn't even sell them with the 4 hertz and 10 hertz settings. I'd sell them strictly with the 40. This way people can't screw up. You know what I mean? because it's still effective at 40 hertz. It still works. Anyway, I just want to pass this on because nobody really looks at the Dr. Robert C. Beck or Bob Beck blood electrification unit from the aspect of providing more energy. And you really got to use it a lot of hours to do that. And you have to take time to work up to a lot of hours. You don't start off doing it a lot of hours right from the beginning because it'll screw you up because there's too many, it'll knock out too many microbes too fast. So, even though they say it doesn't work against microbes, it does work against microbes. It just doesn't work against all the microbes enough to actually conquer a lot of things that Bob Beck thought it could conquer. But it works. It works. It's pretty good stuff.